Okay. Hey everybody, I'm Chaos, also known as Tangent. Now I'm going by Chaos, so get used to it. I'm back for the first time in a while here to actually cast the match between OlderWatch and Power Naps. I'm joined today by my good friend Samson. He's a relatively new caster as well. He's going to be doing color casting for us today. Say hi, Samson.
Hello, hello.
All right, and this is actually a big match today because these two, I think, are right now in contention for playoffs due to the tournament standings. I don't know if our great and awesome producer Hodo might be able to put up the old tournament standings right now for this week. Uh, but we have Bot Camp currently in the top eight, but they are actually, I believe, ineligible to play in the playoffs. So currently, right now, these two are the teams that are fighting for that. Right now, Power Naps is actually in the lead with a better map differential. But this game right here, if Overwatch happens to 4-0 them, could bring Overwatch back into contention here as well as give them the win-loss record over Power Naps that they need. So this is a very important game for these two teams here with very equal things. I think we're going to see a great game here tonight. I know both teams played against both teams myself personally. Samson, do you have anything you might want to add right now?
Well, I'm still pretty new to the major scene so far, but I did notice that these guys are right on top of each other in the standings, and I think this will definitely be a really close match for sure.
All right, so the maps that we are going to be going into for this week, we are in week 4, I believe. So we're going Lijiang, Junkertown, Volskaya, Eichenwald, and Busan. We have actually quite a lineup of maps. Kind of some of the maps that are relatively new. We have Busan, we have Junkertown, you know. We also have the oldies and goldies, Lijiang, Volskaya, and Eichenwald. Personally, I am a huge fan of Eichenwald. Can't wait to see that game. Overwatch really gave my team trouble on Eichenwald. We managed to pull that back right at the end, but I'm looking forward to see what they can do there. I also have a good feeling about Volskaya. I'm hoping to see maybe some other comps other than goats today, but we're gonna have to wait and see what comes out here. Samson, what do you think about the map pool for this week?
I think this is actually going to allow for a lot of diversity in comps, so I don't think we're going to see goats 100% of the time. I think considering just both on offense and defense, I think we'll see a good variety. That's what I've been experiencing in the minors division so far. So I think we'll have a good treat here in terms of diversity.
Yeah, I think you're very much correct on that. Especially maps like Busan, where people kind of like to bring out some interesting compositions for those fights. If we manage to get to there, I'm hoping for a 5-man match. But we're going to start off with Lijiang, which is actually one of my favorite maps personally. And we have actually a pretty good lineup right now. I'd say I've seen a couple of these people before playing against them. I'm actually not familiar with all of the Power Naps players right now, but I know a lot of OlderWatch has actually kept a lot of their players from Stage 1 when we got, I believe, the chance to play them. But looking forward to it. I'm actually looking forward to a great game here, especially possibly a tank lineup kind of game because I know a lot of these teams here, especially these two, I know they have a strong tank lineup. I know, I believe it's Eye Sickness is actually a really good DPS player, I believe. I'd have to look at the player notes again, but I'm really looking forward to it. It looks like we're about to get probably started here in just a second, maybe. But in probably a few seconds, we're going right to Lijiang. Personally hoping to maybe see some Pharah play, maybe some pharmacy play from the teams. I've been finding that pretty exciting. It's a great goats counter as well. So I'm hoping to see that come into play a bit more. But you know, maybe we'll get to see some people get knocked off the map a bit. You know, like for someone.
Hey, listen, don't that keep that's personal information, all right? Don't.
Personal information, Samson falling off the map, fall prone.
Okay, I'm not. I don't have to explain myself to you, all right? Listen,
Yeah, you don't have to explain yourself to me because I was there.
Now
sure.
arriving at Lijiang Tower.
All right, well, we're going right in here to Lijiang Tower right now. Looks like we're actually going to be going to night market first. It's currently doing the waiting for players. Everybody's kind of getting loaded in right now. My latency is extremely high as it's been for the past few days, and I'm actually in the past. But
Initiating
at the
match.
moment, it looks like we have a few seconds here until we see the teams coming out here. What do you think? What are you looking for, Samson? You know, from these teams, what are you looking for them to play right now? What composition do you think they're going to play? What do you think they can do to kind of pull out a win here?
Well, I think, the classic goats is possible, but I think considering this part of Lijiang specifically, I think we could very well see a lot of Pharah play. I know it's very effective in this part of the map. I've experienced it firsthand many times. So I think that's definitely something to look out for. Could see some more dive tank based comps coming out as well. I've run that a few times, and I think those can be very effective, especially
Ready for
the
battle.
ever popular Winston goats. So look out for that.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that'll be pretty exciting actually to see. Hopefully, coming in. But sorry, I'm opening up the player cards right now because I want to make sure I get people's names right instead of what I was.
5, 4,
I don't think they actually have a card.
2.
I don't see Power Naps cards. But we're gonna see them coming out right now. We actually have an interesting. Yeah, the McCree goods coming out here on the side of Power Naps, while you see OlderWatch bringing the 222. Well, not 222. They have 3 healers, but they have a Sombra Ghost, and they're actually gonna lose ACB right away, which is big. But Jolly Roger, they're really equalized right now. Both Rhines are down, which can actually lead this fight to it. Zigno goes down as well. Now DPS are down for Power Nap. So we should see OlderWatch kind of move towards the point now. Yes, they're gonna start kind of backing their way up here, and they're gonna probably take the point. Now it's up to them to really defend, but right away Power Nap wanting to take the re-engagement here. ACB getting bashed. You see Jolly Roger looking like she's in a bad spot right now. ACB taking it. Jolly Roger goes down. Jaeger goes down. Now they are out of healing right now. I think that Power Nap's going to actually be able to just take this one right back. Only 14% on the clock. What did you think of that fight there, Samson? It looked like at first OlderWatch was going to take it, and it kind of turned back there towards Power Naps midway.
Yeah, I think the Sombra Goats was actually a good idea, but it seems like they might have just had a few misplays, and they allowed the Goats play of excuse me, Power Naps to sort of overtake them with maybe some improper positioning.
Yeah, well, Sickness there, he gets caught out, so he's going to be forced to fight back. This is where he's going to but Grab comes out here from Whiskey Tango. Big kills coming from Whiskey Tango, but he's already lost his Ryan and his Lucio. This is going to be hard for them right now. I think that Power Naps might be able to send. You have High Noon coming out, but High Noon goes down. Right now, they could take this re-engagement. Just the tanks on the field with the Lucio. Briggs going in, Malak himself going full hold right now, and they're going to actually pull Power Naps right back off the point.
That's some good ult management there by OlderWatch, because they have taken the point, but they now also have the extremely powerful EMP as well as trans, and they're coming up on a sound barrier as well. So I think they're gonna be able to hold this for a really decent amount of time.
Yeah, EMP is gonna be a great breaker here. It looks like they're actually gonna probably engage with this here, and yes, they are. Big shatter here coming out from Jolly Roger, and they're just gonna probably wipe Power Naps right off the map. Yes, they do. They get a 6-man team kill, I believe, and now they've basically stabilized themselves for quite a while there, I think. But now the ult economy is actually going to turn in the favor, it looks like, of Power Naps. We do have 2 of the 3 support ults online though. How do you think this next fight is going to go for them, Samson? What do they need to, Power Naps need to do here to avoid getting cut off?
Well, they have to use their ult properly.
Big surge though coming out from Pink Central. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Samson, but it's getting intense very quick here. And it seems like ACB might be out of position here. He's getting very low. Big shatter, he counters, and now this could go Power Naps direction now. Beck getting Jolly Roger, Malak himself going down as well. ACB about to pop off right now as his team cleans up the point. You saw Jaeger there trying to stall out for time. Unfortunately, both ults came out from OlderWatch now, and the ult economy now is hugely in favor of Power Naps right now.
They got the most value for a small amount of ults, actually. All they needed was the huge shatter from ACB that was massive, and the ult economy is still in favor of them. So they might be able to hold this till the end.
Yeah, OlderWatch here looking to get the engagement started. They know that they have a Graviton Surge online. Here comes Whiskey Tango. High Noon coming out from the background though, and gets Jaeger. They need to get killed right now. Zigno though, making a big shatter, gets canceled by, I believe that was Zigno getting a flashbang there, and this looks like Power Naps is about to turn up. They are now within the 1-fight territory. OlderWatch needs to take it back. Sombra, what are you doing? Sombra looks like she's maybe doing some scouting, maybe going all the way through. Does not get detected though. So we see Eye Sickness in the back there, 71% to ult, needs to get it. But you see Zigno actually taking out the TP, so he kind of knows that they're there. So we'll have to see. Big charge coming in, Jolly Roger blocks it though. Both bubbles are out. Projections are down. Jolly Roger goes down, but so does Zigno. Shatter comes out. It's another big shatter coming from ACB here. And it looks like this is going to be a cleanup from Power Naps right now. EMP comes out. This is the last-ditch effort here from OlderWatch. Let's see what they can do. And Malakin's goes down. Can anybody else touch Graviton Surge out? And it looks like that's going to be all here. Power Naps did a very good job containing that last point there. Did you see anything that they did right there, Samson, that you think really helped them in the end there?
Well, ACB was just popping off in general, and he created so much space and had amazing shatters, as we saw. I think something they could do better. They might. Well, actually, now that I say that, I think it might be a better idea to stay on their McCree goats that they're running here in the event that Afara may pop up on the side of OlderWatch. Though, it may also be a better idea to maybe run a Winston here, as is custom usually in most matches.
5, 4.
Yeah, I could agree with that. This is one of those maps where I think you would definitely want to be able to see like Winston dive or something like that. Some people choose not to. They prefer the heavier comps. They'll play the walls. That looks like that's what Power Nap's plan right now is. You see kind of OlderWatch kind of playing the side. They kind of want to do this. And really what you want to do here is you kind of want to take the point and force them to you, which is what Power Nap's going to do. But it looks like ACB might be getting a bit aggressive here. We have to see if he's going to go down first. His health is going low, and ACB does go down first by Fat Catastrophe. They're going to move in now. They already have the Rhine down, which is huge, but Fat Catastrophe might get, or Eye Sickness might get demeched here. He does indeed, but they do get Lieutenant Dodge. It's a bunch of trades coming in from both sides right now. Tank line is down for OlderWatch, but so is the tank line for Power Nap. It might just be cleanup, and I think it looks like OlderWatch is going to take the advantage here and kill Anna. But Lucio still on point. You see Meek there on point trying to stall it out, but OlderWatch able to take it, and they are back in.
Jaeger was able to get some really good picks there. He went just Reddit Lucio Supreme and was able to help his team clean up and allowed them to take the point. They're getting closer to ults here, so I think they'll be able to continue to hold this, though it's very possible that they Power Naps here may be able to rotate around and catch them off guard.
Yeah, it looks like OlderWatch right now is just trying to do a little bit of poke damage, which is smart with the composition that they have. Right now, as you said, their ults are starting to come online, so we're probably going to see a big one coming out here soon. We have that Catastrophe with the Zenyatta Transcendence ult. He's going to pop that right now. They've already got ACBs. We need to see them get aggressive here. They got Friend down. This might be it right now. They're going to push back on Power Naps right now, and it looks like it's going to be a team wipe, I think, for Power Naps here. Not really losing anything here. A lot of ults coming out on the side of OlderWatch. I think they might have overcommitted there on the ults, but at the same time it was effective. They still have 3 ults online, 3 major ults online. How do you think they're going to use these ults coming in the next fight here? They have Graviton Surge, they have Diva Bomb, and they have the Lucio.
I think the Grav Bomb combo is very likely. They'll probably try to continue to focus down ACB because he's dying pretty quickly in a lot of these team fights, so I imagine that'll be their game.
Yeah, coming in this right now, we see Power Nap already taking space on the point. They want to back big shatter coming out for ACB here. He does not get the break, but the Graviton Surge is going to come in. We see Power Nap gain trap. There's a bomb. He needs to block, but no, it's a huge bomb by Eye Sickness. Reinhardt gets moved out of the way by Jaeger there right at the end, and that prevents them from being able to block that bomb. That was huge. Great use of the bomb combo, as you're talking about, and Jaeger getting that poop as well.
That was perfectly executed. I don't think that could have gone any better. But now they're a bit lower on ultimate.
Able to Reddit Lucio his way back on the point, 96%. If he gets killed right now, though, that could be very bad for his team, and he does get picked. No Lucio on point. The stall is going to come in. They're trying to prevent people from getting online. You see Ping Central trying to stall it out, and the ult does get eaten by Eye Sickness. Zigno's ult goes down. That means no Graviton Surge. Nano is out on Zigno. Zigno trying to save space here. Ping Central's bomb does get Eye Sickness, but Eye Sickness is about to get his neck back. Ping Central not able to do anything. Transcendence, though, coming out on the side of OlderWatch, keeping them alive, and I think this fight is going the way of OlderWatch. Jolly Roger has decided to take a nap, though, as the fight's over, and she no longer has to work. Big shadow ACB, but he's trapped off the point! Unfortunate! OlderWatch taking it, and we are now 1-1 going into the 3rd map.
Well, that was painful to watch, though ACB was the only one there. While we're on the topic of ACB, I think you might have been a little too stubborn continuously playing the Reinhardt when, like I said before, it might have been a better idea to run a Winston there, just as Jolly Roger was doing.
Yeah, there's multiple opportunities on the map. I think you can do Winston on that map, but I think he could have stuck with the Reinhardt. The thing that my team has been told multiple times by our coaches when we're playing that is to play a bit further back and force them to play into you because Ryan has such good damage once the dive's initiated and
5,
stuff like that.
4,
Secure
3,
your place on the point
2,
because you're pretty
1.
immovable as Reinhardt.
Round
You don't want to be
3.
taking the damage, but at the
Capture
same time, they don't have people who can
objective.
knock it. But now we're on Control Center, one of my favorite maps, and there's lots of ways to really play this map. Both, it looks like OlderWatch and Power Naps are going to take this to the stage right now. Take a fight. So let's see, have to go dies first, but it looks like Jolly Roger is already getting pressure really early. The ACB is going to go down instead. Now it's in favor, but Jolly Roger gets traded out as well. Right now, we're seeing health going down on the side of Power Naps, but it looks like OlderWatch is pretty stabilized right now. They need to focus up and get a kill, though, here. They need to find that kill that they're going to do, but the Reinhardts are already starting to make their way back. They've already respawned. Power Naps, we see ACB making his way back into this fight. LC Dodge goes down, but Whiskey Tango has to give up his life for that. Right now, Jolly Roger looking like they're in a bad position, but instead ACB gets taken out because of the Brigida. What a save there coming in from Malak himself with the heal pack there right on the Ryan at the last second I saw. So now it looks like this might go in the favor of OlderWatch. Lots of kills coming in from both sides, but right now OlderWatch has taken control of the point and they're pushing it back. Now it's a stall. Now they're trying to stagger people out. This is what I like to see. This is what I like to see, kind of getting aggressive, moving up. I think that was a fantastic first fight there. A little bit messy at the start, lots of trades going on. What did you think of that fight there, Samson? Do you think they could have maybe did that a bit cleaner? Maybe, been able to pick up a different kill and save their rhymes or something?
Yeah, they're not really. ACB keeps dying early.
Big shatter trying to happen. ACB, but it's not a bump. Bombs coming out everywhere. And another big bomb from Eye Sickness, though the shield was not up in time. It did not block fully. And this looks like an OlderWatch committing all the way out, and they want these kills. They want to kill Lieutenant Dodge right now, but it looks like they're going to get out of Power Nap. It looks like Pink Central decided to suicide there. Probably a smart choice, a little less charge going to the enemy team there. Ults were used on the side of OlderWatch, but ults were also committed on the side of Power Naps. Changes are actually coming in on the side of Power Naps right now. And it looks like the fights are just going to start right back up here. Big coalescence here coming out from Fern Will Grow. And we'll have to see if they're able to get a pick here. He's really trying to focus that on the Brigida. We see Jolly Roger trapped by himself, trapped by herself. Another big shatter, but unfortunately it's not going to be enough. Bit of trying to save yourself there. Now they're in the 67% territory. They're already down their ride. This is the moment where the stall comes in. We see the Lucio beat come out. They're trying to stall right now, but Power Naps has the advantage, and Shatter is slowly charging up from ACB here, but he gets stunned. We'll have to wait and see if he's able to do big charge trying to come in. He's not able to get the Zarya. Zarya had it bubble up and gets a little bit more charge with this. Now it looks like it might be reversed by a big Graviton Surge here coming out from Whiskey Tango here. And it looks like OlderWatch is just going to clean up the point here at 90%. We are in the last fight territory right now. That was quite a long fight indeed. Lucio looks like he's coming in for the stall, but can he make it? I'm not quite sure. 97, 98. And they actually did manage to take the stall here. Overtime is ticking away now, thanks to the Moira. Beak is on the point. He needs to die. OlderWatch cleaning them up by one. Another big shatter here coming out from Jolly Roger. She got two. And this is going to be cleanup now. Zigno not allowed to get on point. No touching my point. That was actually a very nice job cleaning up there, I think, from OlderWatch. And they're actually going to take the first map here away from Power Naps. What did you think of that last fight there, Samson? I mean, that was a really very long fight coming into this, I think.
Yeah, that was really extended. OlderWatch really just woke up after that first map, and they just kicked themselves in the gear, and they've been completely destroying Power Naps ever since. We see here the huge EMP Shatter combo that came out that was really well placed. They continued to just make plays like that that really just gave them the win. On the side of Power Naps, ACB, while he was doing good for a time, but there was a disconnect between how far he was going in and how much support he was getting. They really have to start making a proper choice on how much they're going to commit to him, and then subsequently how aggressive he's going to play, because he keeps dying first in a bunch of these team fights, and that's causing Power Naps to just be at a huge disadvantage most of the time.
Yeah, I see them losing their Reinhardt pretty early, and I agree with you there. I think both teams are actually making some very, very good plays coming out from the both teams here. I saw a lot of team fights that could have gone either way. I think personally, I think Power Naps is doing a fantastic job of focusing one target. I'd like to see them maybe capitalize a bit more on that. They seem to be able to take out one target, like in that last fight, they were able to take out the Reinhardt, but they weren't able to really force it and take out another player. And I think that's really what brought them down in that last fight there. They just let their teammates stay alive too long, get too much charge. As you say, ACB kind of charged out a little bit at the end there. Not to say Jolly Roger wasn't making mistakes like that as well and charging in, but you also saw Sickness gain some very big bombs and stuff like that. Maybe trying to adjust some positioning, maybe from Power Nap sides, and we might see some changes coming in. But we're about to move into Junkertown for our next map here, and I'm excited for Junkertown. I've seen already a couple interesting things. I believe this video will be going live around, I believe, Wednesday. We have a lot of matches on Wednesday, so I'm not quite sure how the schedule is going to line up. But I actually casted a previous match between Yes and the Megs, two of the top 4 teams in the league right now. Just yesterday, I don't know how the schedule is going to line it up. Probably beforehand, if they're together at all. But if you get a chance, please do check out that match. It's a fantastic match between the two. Yes. Oh wait, I'm not allowed to say who took the win there. But you know. At the same time, it's a very exciting match, and both teams fought their hearts out. So it's important too because they're trying to finalize. Right now. We are in the process of finalizing our playoff positions in the Majors League as well as the Minors League. Samson, my co-host here, he's a Minors League. He's part of E6. And I know a couple teams. I don't know what contention E6 is in right now. I think you guys are technically in contention, but I'm not sure. I'd have to look at that.
We're right below. We're almost there.
The contention line. So maybe if you get a chance, if there's any minors matches, you guys can go check those out and go support my co-host Samson there. But we're moving into the playoffs for majors here. As I said before, these two teams, they are right in line with each other. Power Naps has a higher map win-loss ratio, but if OlderWatch takes off all 4 of them tonight here, which they've already taken 1, that will pretty much equalize out, and they will have a higher win-loss ratio, which both teams have 6-9. But we're actually going to see a Bastion pirate ship coming out here on the side of OlderWatch. This is kind of interesting. I haven't seen it in a while, but it's kind of what I like to see too. It's one of those classics. It never gets old. Kind of want to see Power Naps playing a bit further up, but they're also being a bit defensive here. They want to play that corner. They're going to wait for them to push in, but you see Zigno there getting pulled out of position early. They haven't quite engaged just yet, but as soon as it comes around, and here they go, ACB. They're just going to charge right on in and try to get the pick early. They want to get Wisco Tango off that, and they do manage to get it. Now they're going in on Jolly Roger. This looks like this is going to be an easy fight win here for Power Naps. What do you think of this fight, Tim? I think they did a fantastic job there just waiting and being patient for their opportunity to strike.
Yeah, they definitely had a lot of good discipline there, and we see OlderWatch switching off now, which is definitely a good idea. That comp might fly in a few places in the minors division. I can tell from experience. I can say from experience, but it seems like Power Naps is definitely much more experienced and aware to counter that. So now we're seeing more just standard goats.
Yeah, well, you definitely see Bastion and stuff, and it's a nice way to get a little bit of extra distance at the start with that wide open area. But the fight's about to start here. You see Jolly Roger kind of playing it a bit safer now. They're kind of slowly making their way up right now, and they just want to kind of push them back. Bubbles are both out. Both bubbles, I believe, are out on the side of OlderWatch right now. And we see Jolly Roger game forced into a corner, and the team's going to push him right now. Zigno gets Jolly Roger. This is the moment. Power Naps pushing him back right now. Malak and stuff also goes down. Looks like they're about to lose. Big shatter here coming out from ACB. Might have been a bit of an overcommitment, but he wants to send the message. He wants to finish him off right here. Diva trying to get away. Ice Sickness going for the suicide. Oh no! He didn't jump! He was pushed! What a knockback there from Lieutenant Doge. That's a good way to take care of it, get a little bit of extra charge there. Baby Diva doesn't give much, but at the same time, hey, every extra charge counts. Next fight's about to start here, but yeah, the aggression on the side of Power Naps is really calling and just saying that they really, want to be more aggressive. And right now we see they're already taking the fight. OlderWatch this time seems like they want to be the ones aggressive. Power Naps giving up a lot of space right now, but it's not a bad choice. You have the people on the high ground that they can't play. And here comes them right now. Jolly Roger losing out fast. Ice Sickness already half health. ACB might be the target this time though. Bombs already out. And a big bomb attack coming out here on the side of Pink Central, and they're going to clean it up. There was a beautiful combo there, I think, coming out from that Samson with the bomb and the grab there, and the charge is good attempt. They managed to actually block a lot of it thanks to the bubbles, but at the same time, people took damage from it. So I think it worked pretty well. What do you think of that?
Well, what I just saw, I was just watching that play just now. I was watching the cart, and I saw the bomb. I think it got stuck on the cart, and so that's why it wasn't able to do much. It was just right in front of the team, but it got stuck on the corner of the cart. And it didn't actually go anywhere.
OlderWatch, another shatter coming out from ACP. The bubbles come in. ACP does take out Jolly Roger. Another bomb out. They need the stun, ACP, but no, Sickness gets 2 anyway. He says there's a shield. I don't care. ACP though, he's nano boosted, but he goes down. This looks like OlderWatch has the necessary stuff that they need right now. As you see, Lieutenant Doge says, no, I'm gonna try to solo everybody. I'm Brigida. I don't care. And right now though, it looks like the Diva Sickness once again coming in. He wants to finish it up, and now they're gonna finally get some progress here. OlderWatch, nice little cleanup job there. Lieutenant Doge, a bit of an over-aggressive stance, I'd say, pushing all the way into the enemy there. But at the same time, hey, if it works, you're Brigida, you're invincible. You know, and now we see PowerNaps looking to do a really charge coming out, but he gets counter-charged. Instead, Jolly Roger gets a charge on that. Big shatter coming out from Jolly Roger here, and they're looking for Lou the Ninja right now. He's not able to kill anybody, but ACP does get taken out by Sickness there. Graviton Surge coming out from Wisco Tango here, and it's a beautiful double play there. Zigno though, able to get both healers. They need to kill Zigno here. But Zigno's kind of walking away from it right now. And the kills are not coming in. Graviton Surge comes in. Zigno here, soloing the enemy team by himself. Jolly Roger in a fight with ACB on the point. Meanwhile, it looks like we're on a 2-front point right now. And we see Wisco Tango. It's not going to be enough, I don't think. OlderWatch is going to get full held here. 0.1 it looks like. But no, you see Jaeger just trying to stall it out. Can he survive? No, but overtime ticks away and it burns down. That was quite an interesting last fight there, I think. It was a bit messy coming in from both teams.
Oh yeah, I didn't expect them to actually take that. I figured they would get the point, especially with the early death. It seems like they suffered, but they managed to use their ults properly and get the advantage against OlderWatch, even with everything that was against them previously.
Yeah, one thing I definitely would have liked to see played out a bit differently was the fight there with Zigno. You have him half health, you're Brigida and Diva, you're pressuring him. I saw that we saw Malak himself kind of turn away and leave the fight for like half a second, when I think if they had just pushed a little bit more, they could have got Zigno. It's one of those fights where you really, if you're already split off and that deep, I think if you maintain the fight, then it's almost a better option, better position in a lot of ways, where you do not want to give up the chance for that person to come back. Because you saw there, Zigno was able to get his ult, kill both healers, get his ult, and then just dump it onto both of them. And I have to say that was really almost a very big play there by Zigno by himself, I think, going into this. But we're going to see actually some normal GOATS composition here coming out from the side of OlderWatch, where we see the Sombra GOATS coming out on the side, or actually we're not seeing Sombra GOATS, we're seeing 3-2-1 with 2 healers. So they're going to be significantly lacking, I think, in the healing department. Interesting team comps here. Samson, what do you think of these compositions right now? Especially PowerNap side.
Well, they are running the Sombra GOATS, which is, as we know, extremely powerful, especially against teams that maybe aren't too experienced with knowing how to counter it. So I think they'll definitely be able to keep the advantage here, all things considered, compared to just the normal GOATs. It seems like they're just waiting for her to scout ahead.
Might be scouting. Yeah, they're going to swap back to normal GOATs. We're going to see a fight here. GOATs v GOATs, they know what each other have. They know the positioning. They know that they had a Sombra. They know their positions on Jolly Roger already taking the fight right now. This is looking like it's already going to be big. But Jolly Roger already half health, but ACB the same. Heals are about to come in. But no, Jolly Roger's getting charged off the map. What a beautiful ACB. That was very good. But oh no! Shatter off the side! And this fight's not really going anywhere. Payload has not moved at all since then. And
that's another person off.
Malak, this is why we don't play near cliffs, kids. This is why we don't play near cliffs. People getting pushed off left and right. Everybody's kind of doing it, and the payload's actually under the control of ACB right now, getting some ground. And I don't know what to say about this fight.
I have nothing
sideways, and I think OlderWatch needs to back it out right now, and not waste the opportunity, because the Shatter's about to come out, but they lose Jolly Roger, which is unfortunate. ACB is just having a vacation. He's just chilling on the back line right now. He's like, I don't have to do anything. This fight's something else. And he's actually gotten off the payload though, and they've abandoned the pay. I don't know. I don't know what's going on right now. I'm gonna be.
Your guess is as good as mine, man. That
It
was
looks like
that,
they've already
that initial
the
fight
Order
was
Watch is about to take the
ridiculous.
fight back. They have time on the clock, 2:27. Power Nap has time on the clock, and they need to take this fight right now. Jolly Roger want to take out ACB. ACB has a huge Graviton Surge on the side of Power Nap, and Big Bomb. The poop comes out. It's not enough sickness though. With another Big Bomb gets ACB. That's huge for them. Big Shatter coming out on the side of Jolly Roger, but they need to get some kills coming in. Instead, they lose that Catastrophe in this fight. They need to kill Lieutenant Doge in their back line. But the rally's going to come out, and that's going to be a lot more time alive here. Lieutenant Doge rotating back around. They've already lost the opportunity. ACB is coming back in. He's already working up another Shatter, and we see the Nano probably going to come out here. Nano is on Pink Central. This looks like it's going to go the way of Power Naps right now. Power Naps already up 3, and this fight looks like it's going to be over. But Burn Look, ACB, shattering. Doesn't really get anybody there. Faptastic trying to stall it out, but he's gonna die too. Power Naps going back in. Here comes Jolly Roger trying to get out, but it's not gonna be enough. And I think Power Naps is gonna walk this one in.
That was a that was definitely interesting. That initial fight. I think there were like a combined total of 3 environmental kills on that cliff. That it just caused so much chaos between both teams.
What?
I think that they were just able to capitalize
What
on.
did you want, man? You called me.
Okay, listen. this okay. I'm not dignifying the response.
Okay, all right, yeah, dignifying that. Okay, see, this is one of those situations where you got to kind of play along a bit, Samson.
No,
All right. Yes, but I agree with you wholeheartedly there. I mean, it was such a very, very messy fight, and you saw it lose. You saw ACB come in. He's like perfect charge and shattered off the side of the thing. And it's like,
yeah.
what is happening? And then you saw like Malik go over, and everybody's getting knocked off. Everybody's going like for a ride. We're actually gonna see them switching sides now. OlderWatch gonna be in the blue. Power Naps in the red for Volskaya. I'm excited for Volskaya. I guess we're just gonna go right into it. I don't know if they're gonna do a halftime, but I think it's gonna be really exciting here to see what's gonna happen because we're already 1-1. So both teams have a win under their belt, and that also means that we are going to hopefully be seeing either a 2-1 here, a 2-2, and we go into the 5th map, which is what I'm looking forward to because I think that would be a nice way to kind of bring this little production here to a close with a 2-2 and go into double overtime for these guys trying to secure their spot in the playoffs. Underdog story. But we'll have to go into it here in a second. I assume we're probably going to start yet. And it looks like once again, OlderWatch is in the blue on the left. The names have not been swapped yet. But Power Naps in the red. Do you think we're going to see any interesting styles or plays coming out from them here, Samson, on Volskaya?
Well,
I think Volskaya is one of those maps where there's opportunities to try new things. I know in the minors I've been seeing it a lot. Bastion, Orisa, Sim on top of the thing.
oh yeah, that's definitely a big favorite.
Yeah, we fought against that before, and what's it called? It's tough. It's a tough fight. I mean, it's one of those things where you have to be patient and let your DPS really do the work for you. As tank main myself, I know that's difficult to do sometimes, but we're getting into it here in probably just a second. And I mean, I'm excited for Volskaya. It can be a really quick or really slow one, and I mean, you often get games that, especially in our level in our league, that kind of go into double overtime. So it's interesting to see kind of like what we're gonna end up with, whether they get run through, especially with ghost comps.
In the business, we like to call it draw Skya. So I wouldn't be surprised if it turned out to be.
See, you thought my joke was bad, and you're just pulling jokes from Overwatch.
Okay, well, that's something everybody. My
Okay,
joke was something
alright,
everybody says. Yours was just a bit. Yours was just a yikes.
I watched Overwatch the league the other day. In the business. Hey, come on, man. Come on, man.
Man. So,
I mean,
Volskaya, it's a hell of a place, man.
Jesus, Volskaya is hell. Jesus Christ. Alright, so basically let's talk about it like this. Well, Sky is a 2 CP map here. As you can see, we're in Russia, of course. 2 CP map. It's got a very short run up to the first point. First point is actually very hard to take, or very hard to keep for the defending team, I believe, especially at our level. I haven't seen many teams full stall on point A Volskaya. In the case of point B, there is a long distance to get there, but point B is the hard point. That's the very hard point for people to capture, I believe. We're seeing here OlderWatch on defense in the blue, Power Naps in the red once again. And we see them coming out here on goats once again. We actually see the Sombra goats coming out from OlderWatch this time around. Interesting choice, I'd say, once again, because you have the Sombra instead of your Diva. But at the same time, I like this a little bit better. It's a bit more comfortable. You see, I think they might be doing Maygoats coming out from Power Naps, though. Do you have an opinion on that, Samson? It's an interesting thing.
It's definitely
it'll help
weird.
them take
Also,
point A?
it's definitely a bit weird. Also, considering they're running the Sombra and they're also running the Moira instead of the Zen. This is honestly more like a 2-2-2 if any. Oh, and of course the switch back to Diva, of course.
Yeah, it looks like this might be a scouting attempt here from Doge. I don't know if he's actually going to stay on the Sombra. No, he's actually not. He's going to switch over to the Brigida. Unfortunately, but we do have the Sombra out for Eye Sickness. And Eye Sickness, however, is working right now in the back line, so he's looking for that hack on the Reinhardt. But he's actually been found out early, and that's going to force him out of this fight. Jolly Roger's taking out position. You see Brig on top. I like to see the aggressive positioning here from Power Naps coming in. Hack is already coming out, though, on the side of that. And Brig gets taken out by Jolly Roger with a beautiful charge. Lieutenant Doge getting a bit overly aggressive. ACP's out now, and the hack comes in on Pink Central. Pink Central sitting duck right now on the Diva. That might be a stagger coming out from them here. They don't want to let him get that mech back, for sure. Eye Sickness doing what Sombra does best, disrupting, causing trouble, and other stuff in the background there. And I have to admit, I find it most annoying, but unfortunately Jaeger gets picked there, right at the end by Lu the Ninja. And it looks like a pause is going to be coming out from both teams here. Or a pause coming out from the side of OlderWatch here. They seem to have lost a member. That was a great first fight. Samson, you know, coming into that, I was really excited to see the Sombra coming in and doing what they do best. Unfortunately, she was found out early, but they did a beautiful job there taking out Lieutenant Doge, who moved up a little bit. What do you think was the critical mistake there that led to Power Nap falling down? Or what do you think led to OlderWatch being able to pull out a win on that first fight?
Well, I think I think most people would agree that a Moira instead of a Zen is not the best pick, even though this comp originally began with Moira as the off-support pick. So I think maybe they'll have to switch that up if they want to keep up with the goats that OlderWatch is running so far. They'll probably have to, if they want to get value of it, they'll have to use that Moira ult quick and then maybe switch off, unless they can find some other way to do it.
Yeah, Moira's an odd choice. It's not bad for a Ghost, but at the same time, big charge coming from ACB. The bubbles are coming out. Projected bubbles are both out for both teams now. ACB hat, but he's going to get shattered down. Coalescent coming out, as you said, though, and that's going to keep people up. But they lose Doge once again. Jolly Roger goes down early, though. Big shatter is going to come out from ACB now, and I think this might be a cleanup here on the side of Power Naps. Able to take out multiple. That was very close, but I think that Moira ult there really came into the favor of Power Naps there at the end there.
You know what? I take back what I said. They managed to make the Moira work, and it was definitely on the back of the huge shatter from ACB, doing really well for himself on this Rhine. It seems like they're doing better, like keeping him up as well as keeping up the aggression. So if they can continue this, then they'll probably take this point.
Yeah, the important part about Volskaya is maintaining your momentum and trying to go. But here we actually see, you know, the Sombra trying to get the hack on it. They're coming up on the right side. Interesting plan here. They might be going for the hack. Big Graviton Surge. Bomb combo with the nose. Oh, this is the charge. What a move coming out. EMP comes out on the side of OlderWatch. And now it's a cleanup. Oh my, OlderWatch. Gotta stop them dead in their tracks right here.
Jaeger just saved that entire thing with that boop. If ACB had hit that charge, then Jolly Roger would have been knocked completely out of position and that bomb would have completely wiped to them. But he made the most beautiful save I've ever seen. That was... See, this is what I like to see. This is...
We see here, I think doing a little bit of poke damage at the start of the next fight. Sorry once again to interrupt you, but he's starting to do a little bit of poke damage. He's trying to build up his EMP. EMP's a pretty quick charging ult. And you see here, they've already knocked back ACB a bit, but the rally's coming out, which is a great use of the ult too. They still have multiple healing ults before ults online. And instead, the hack's
no.
gonna come through. Jolly Roger goes down, but ACB is currently hacked. ACB kind of looking to be in a bad position right now. Zarya, Wisco Tango, high charge Zarya right now.
Well, it seems like they're actually overtaking this defense here. Surprisingly, they seem to have come back and really found their stride now.
Yeah, they were able to do that. And ACB gets a big shatter there to try to block them up, but I don't know if it's gonna be enough. Transcendence coming out, and now it's kind of reversing. The fight might reversing. They had the support ult line. They're not afraid to use them right now. Jolly Roger coming in swinging, and they're able to actually stall out at this point. I think very, very close. But once now that the ults are kind of returned back to where they were before, this might be an opportunity here for OlderWatch to mitigate a lot of that damage. They had to commit a lot of ults to that fight, and it's going to be tough for them coming out here. But how do you see this next fight going? How do you see PowerNap being able to take that last third that they need to take the victory here?
Well, at this moment, the ult economy is in favor of PowerNap, but it won't be for long because a lot of ults are about to come online for.
Yeah, they just shut out an early hack here on Fake Central, just shut out the bomb combo, but it looks like we're probably going to see a bomb combo come here any second. But no, Wisco Tango's going to get his bomb up early, but the Coalescence coming out on the side, once again on PowerNap, trying to keep it up. Big EMP here, trying to come out on the side of OlderWatch, and he does get 6, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. The healing from the Moira coming in here, trying to get an ACD to go down. He gets separated too far from the Moira, and that's what you want to see. Hack from Isaac was getting a huge shatter here coming from Jolly Roger. She just takes him, slams him down. You see Diva there jumping off the map. They've decided to give up on this push. I think PowerNap's pretty smart, trying to keep their high charge Zarya out, but no, Zigno goes down. That is big for OlderWatch right now. They've already committed the Graviton Surge as well, and the ults are now in the favor of, it looks like PowerNaps, but I think they're pretty equalized. I think coming into this here, a lot of ult economy on both sides. Sickness is about to get EMP, which is huge. EMP can cancel out a lot of the other ults, so I think once they get that, this fight's going to be pretty equalized. But we're probably going to see a big shadow come in from ACB here in this next fight. You see there, see Malak up top, kind of defending that high ground from Lucio. Shatter comes out from ACB though.
That's big.
Jolly Roger by himself, but Jolly Roger is going to be kept up here by Zenyatta ult, and another huge EMP from Eye Sickness here. He gets 5 this time. ACB goes down early, and this is going to be the pushback. This is going to be the pushback from OlderWatch here. They want to get the rest of their ults online. Jolly Roger has Shatter. Hopefully she's going to keep that for the next fight here. They need to kill Zigno. They do get the kills, and the kills are coming in inside of OlderWatch right now. I'd say that was a beautiful pushback, especially with the EMP there. I think going into it though, I was actually looking forward to the bomb coming out, but they were hacked multiple times, and I think they lost that opportunity.
Yeah, it seems like they really have this Sombra-based defense on lockdown here, and it seems like they've really figured out what they're doing compared to PowerNaps who've been attacking repeatedly and seem to be a little bit spread out. But now it looks like they're gonna go around the side.
Yeah, they're gonna engage here with the rally. It's a really good way to do it. Rally, generating that armor on your team. Very good. Oh, and the bash combo with the shatter from Jolly Roger. And it looks like ACB gets pushed down here. Main tanks are down. Now we want to see them grouping up. Now we want to see them playing a bit, maybe a bit far back. Ults are coming online for both teams. Coalescent was just used. Blue the Ninja used his speed. They're trying to keep it alive. Another shatter within one fight here from Jolly Roger. That's what you like to see from the Rhine. And she's just going to charge right on out. They want to take this fight up. They want to get ACB. The ACB gets hacked. He's going to go down again. And this is where you want to see them get aggressive. So Zigno actually takes out Malak. Malak might have been a bit far up, but this is okay. They want to take this advantage, and they want to get aggressive. 44 seconds on the clock. One more fight.
Yeah, we're in one fight territory. In the last part of that last fight, you noticed that Luther Ninja and Fern, they used both of the support ults. They used both of their support ults whilst they were fighting with, I believe, one man down. So I think that was definitely a big misplay, and I think now they're at a disadvantage because they're not gonna have the barrier online until later on. And the Moira ult may not do much.
Big grab here, trying to get Jolly Roger. He's looking for the charge. Jolly Roger does get pinned. Jolly Roger gets taken out. ACB shatters. Doesn't get really much with the shatter. Now he's Graviton surged in the middle, and it looks like Fantastic is going to be able to pick off Lieutenant Doug. But this looks like it's going in the favor of PowerNaps, and they do take it at the very last second. I do not think they reached overtime. We will have to look at the clock here. I believe it was very close
0
coming into
to
it.
2. Switching sides.
They
In
managed to
fact,
get
it was
everybody at once.
0.7 seconds remaining on the clock by power naps. So
Damn.
here in this case, OlderWatch is definitely looking to get over a minute on the clock. If you get over a minute on the clock, that means that you do not have to play a fourth round. You just have to play the third round. OlderWatch will get one attack. I believe because of how close it is. Do they? Okay, Power Naps is actually going to still get a minute, so I think we will be going into double overtime then. But OlderWatch here looking to get as much time as possible in their bank, because they will also get extra time added, and they will be able to, hopefully, this is opportunity knocking on the door for them right now, Samson, I'd say, because that's not a lot of time in the time
Ready
bank.
for
And
battle.
Volskaya, if they can roll point A and B and use that momentum from point A to take point B, as a lot of other teams, as you've seen in the Overwatch League, as you've seen a couple times probably from us as well, it's very easy if you have the ults online from
Attackers
point A
incoming
to
in
roll
30
point B, and
seconds.
that might leave them with time on the clock. I think the most time, I think there is actually a record set in Overwatch League, if I'm correct, by Chengdu Hunters for 6 minutes and 53 seconds, something like that. Yeah, so
6:55, I believe it was.
yeah, so 655 coming in from Chengdu Hunters there, and I mean, I've
5,
seen I think
4,
only a few
3,
better in
2,
like comp games and
1.
stuff, but like I mean that's amazing
Attackers
from a pro team,
incoming.
and here maybe we'll see Overwatch
Defend objective
at
A.
least get comparable 6 minutes on the clock or something, where that gives them the opportunity to. Because we're probably only going to see one thing. The fight's actually going to start early. ACP's moving up pretty fast. ACP, though, taking some damage early on, but so is this side. Hack, instead, coming out from icing this from the side, though. They want to do damage. ACP, extremely low, gets taken out by the fire strike. That's big. Ryan's down. They need to group up and pick a target. Ping Central being forced back already. And we see Power Naps here. Might be able to stabilize. You see Lieutenant Doge in the back line, but no, Lieutenant Doge with another hack coming out here from Isaac. Isaac is on the high ground, not able to be taken out by the enemy team. And Lou the Ninja trying to get away from the Reinhardt right now. Jolly Roger just swinging freely. They need to get the kill. Lou the Ninja goes down. They need to kill this Moira. She has Coalescence online. Very easy to build ultimate. That's going to be a hindrance in the next fight. ACB coming in though. This is a huge opportunity for them now. Pirates may have overcommitted in this fight. They just took out 2 right away. They need to take this point and they need to move. What do you think there, Samson? Do you think they're going to be able to roll point B?
If they start moving now, I think they'll be able to really take the advantage because the ult economy is also in their favor. They're coming up on, it looks like 5 ultimates, so if they can use these properly,
Yeah, and
they
they
can
can
take this pretty
initiate
easy.
here with EMP, which I think we're about to see in 1 second here. Sombra looking for the EMP right now. It's going to be big. Oh, she gets shut down by Lieutenant Doge. That is immensely huge. Jolly Roger throwing that shatter. It's going all wrong. Big number to double. And this is going all wrong for OlderWatch. And now we have
And their
another
guy
crash coming
disconnects.
inside from OlderWatch.
Wow.
Oh, he paused there, it looks like.
Yikes.
Yes, that fight started out with OlderWatch in position to take everything, but instead it turned bad fast. And now we see Power Naps on the right, Fern Willow, Lieutenant Doge with their ult still online, Lou the Ninja 2% off.
That
And they lost their rally. OlderWatch lost their rally because they had another disconnect.
yeah, that was
Yeah, and I mean, in that beginning of that fight, Samson, what do you think of that EMP there? You know, I mean, came in, almost got Lieutenant Doge.
yeah,
I mean,
that
it
was
doesn't get closer than
so
that.
clutch. I couldn't imagine like being able to do that because I mean mostly just because my reaction
Yeah, I
time was
couldn't
terrible,
imagine you
but
doing that
that
either.
was amazingly done. That was they were banking everything on that EMP to initiate, and I'm pretty sure they weren't expecting Lieutenant Doge to be able to actually shut him down like that. That was that was
Yeah,
obscene. And then they were all out of swords, which allowed Zigno to just get the quick double kill with his Deadeye, and everything just fell apart for them. So now they have to regroup and figure out what to do now that they're at a disadvantage in terms of ult economy.
yeah, EMP is probably one of the hardest ults in the game to block that can be blocked. I know, like, channeling ults and stuff like that can't be canceled, but they can be, uh, solved like Genji Blade and stuff like that. EMP is one of the hardest ones that's, I believe it's a sort of transform ult or something like that, where it goes off and it's something it's similar to Earth Shatter in that way that it is cancelable. But it's such a hard thing because he has such a small window to do, and that was a very good use of it. Whether he intended to or not, it was a beautiful play either way, and it really saved his team there. I mean, I'm sure they were expecting it to an extent, and then the Deadeye alone sealed the fate. Whether that was necessary or not, I don't know, but it was a beautiful combination of ults. Just a beautiful combination of ults to clean out OlderWatch there, and now they're in this. They have a ton of time on the board though, 6:28. So there's a lot of time here for them to be able to clean up. But it looks like we've been paused for a few minutes here, and I think going into it here, do you think Samson going into this here, who do you think is going to win? Do you think OlderWatch here is going to be able to pull this back? Do you think they're going to, be able to do this now that they've lost so many ults? Do you think it's going to be a few more pushes? Do you think they're just going to get full held?
Um, well, it depends on a lot of factors. Most of that being just proper ult usage. Like I said before, Power Naps has the advantage now in terms of the ult economy, even with their use of the Deadeye, because it seems like they're going to come up on 5 ults here pretty soon overall, while Power Naps here is not even close with some of their members. They only have 2, and those aren't very you can't really combo those. So it's just a matter of how quick they can really build up their ults and playing their goats properly, because um well, like I said before, it's all a matter of being very close together and picking a target to focus down.
Yeah,
Seems
well,
like
we're
both
gonna
teams are
actually
guilty of
on
spreading
pause here
out.
now. Everybody's back in. As we said though, they lost the rally because of the disconnect. They've lost the EMP. EMP's a pretty quick building charge, but they lost it due to that amazing block there by Lieutenant. There's Rally and a bunch of other ults are now online in the favor of Power Naps. And Power Naps is coming up on their Shatter as well, which Jolly Roger had used her Shatter in that last fight there. I think she was expecting the EMP combo, and she did it right at that time. Would have worked normally, unfortunately it did it this time. So now we'll see them probably trying to take this on here. They need to get the hack off on ACB or probably Pink Central here to block it. And it looks like he's looking for possibly Pink Central here. Yes, he's gonna get it off of Pink Central. Big Graviton Surge here coming out from the side of OlderWatch though, but they need to get kills. They need to get kills on ACB. They need to get aggressive, but they're not going to do that. Instead, they're going to get grabbed and lose Jaeger. This fight might all be over for OlderWatch here. Yes, it's going to be a cleanup here in the side of Power Naps once again. And it was a good attempt there. I think it would have been better if they had done a dry push there, Samson, but I'm not 100%.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It hurt to watch them try to commit their ults to that fight when they had a disadvantage in the first place. Now they have no ults whatsoever, and the only one who's close is Sickness right now, building up that EMP. But even if
Jolly
he
Roger
does
as well is at 70%, and Ryan does able to get his Shatter pretty quick. I think we might see a Shatter come out, maybe an EMP Shatter combo. But you see Zigno sitting with his ult on top. You see Lou the Ninja has his beat ready. So there's things. And you see him hiding too. You see Lou hiding too as well, and he's not going to give that up easily. You see Sickness here trying to look for the hack, and hack comes out of Pink Central. Shatter is blocked on the side of ACB, but another big high noon coming up from Zigno. Zigno just going uncontested on the high ground.
They might want to perhaps invest in just maybe they might want to just swap to a Winston and get a D.Va into their comp in order to counteract Zigno, who's just, like you said, gone uncontested on the high ground and been completely just picking apart their forces. And
yeah, I think they have a bunch of options here coming in this next fight here. I kind of would like to see them maybe take an alternate route, maybe go around to the right. Look, this time they're going to go up high and they're going to try to maybe jump across. It seems like what they want to do is want to get Zigno off that high ground. So we'll have to wait and see here what their plan is. They're kind of just sitting there right now though, and that shield's taking damage. It's taking damage from Zigno. It's taking damage from the orbs and the Zarya and everything in between. So we'll have to wait and see what's going to happen here. But they need to make a commitment. It looks like they're going to wait for the EMP, and they're going to go with the EMP Shatter here. But they need to get the group up. They need to get the group up on the break, and they need to get closer, or else this might not work for them. Here you see Sickness closing in for it now. He's looking for it. EMP's going to probably come out here, but no, Zigno catches Sickness out of position, and then Shatter comes in. But Jolly Roger manages to get the shatter off anyway, but the healing coming in once again from her as well. And it's an even fight right now. Lying down on the side of OlderWatch. Another high noon possibly coming in from Zigno. Zigno looking for it. He doesn't get anything with this time. And OlderWatch is actually taking the position on this point right now. And they are winning this fight with sheer force of will and damage from their damage dealers. They're missing their Reinhardt, but that Zarya is doing work with Lucio and Tango. Jolly Roger, beautiful fire strike. And it looks like OlderWatch is actually going to be able to take this in 3 minutes. About 3 minutes on the clock. A little bit under. 2:59, 2:58.
Yeah, they managed to play that really well.
Yes. Cup, I think at that moment, Power Naps had the advantage as soon as Jolly Roger went down. And the fact that they unfortunately backed up too far, and OlderWatch was just able to capitalize on that by the space that was given to them. And I think that's really what happened there at the end. I mean, did you see anything in particular that you think Samson, really affected that fight going into it, where it really changed the flow of the fight? I saw Zarya with high charge energy melting people left and right with the help of Jaeger on Lucio, but
yeah, he was able to do that. They did a good job in that last fight, just sort of making the targets isolated, and therefore making the job of GOATs much easier, of just focusing down one target and then going on to the next. They were able to do that really well once it was really opened up for them. So I think if they can keep doing that, that'll be their ticket to a win on this map.
yeah, I agree with you there, Samson. I think that would probably be a really good idea for them to be able to do that. And we see Sickness here actually looking to set up the health pack. Looks like they're doing Sombra Goats again, and it looks like they want a full hold. I think they're going to hack that. This is one of those things where you kind of want to play around the health packs at your Sombra hacks as well, because it's another huge healing portion. You get the damage from Sombra, but you get the healing as well. And it's one of those situations where I think we're going to see, but they're actually staying up on top. This is what I like to see here, Samson. Like, them staying up on top and able to just rain down damage. But, it looks like we're going to see Power Naps kind of rushing, but ACB gets hacked right away. Eye Sickness goes down. This could go either way right now. But it looks like Power Naps is going to be able to get arrested. There is the health pack hacked underneath, but we don't see him playing in there. Jolly Roger, though, going for the kill. Does not get it. Now she is in the back line, and this looks like Power Naps is just going to be able to take point A right away from OlderWatch. Everything that could go wrong has gone wrong, and OlderWatch is getting wiped out one by one.
It's just like you said, everything has gone wrong, like, every time. that was very... I guess I could say that was just poorly played. Like, it was unlucky with Eye Sickness going down really quickly in that fight, but it was also
right
just
now we're actually seeing Power Naps play very aggressively, taking a very aggressive stance there, going into point B. They really wanted to hold their thing. Zigno does have his ult, and I think it's imperative right now that OlderWatch take it out. But instead, ACB is gonna get hacked, and that's huge. But he's got the shield up. And instead, Jolly Roger gets taken out, but a big shatter in place of it, and they want to capitalize on that. Jolly Roger sacrificing herself right there to clean this up and not let them even touch the point. And you see Lucio Tango is not going to let that happen. He says, I'm not letting your death be in vain. And they're going to clean this up right now. 1 second left. No one's going to be able to get on. And OlderWatch does stabilize on point B here at Volskaya. I think that was a well-played ending there, going into it there. They did a fantastic job. Bit of a sacrifice coming out from Jolly Roger, but I think it was worth it in the end. They played off the fact there, that Zigno had his ult, and I think it went really well for them there in the end. A bit of a self-sacrificing move, but
yeah, that was really well played. Just the way they were able to properly stabilize. I think they managed to really redeem themselves, because I think if they did anything differently, it's like Zigno's been an absolute nutcase this entire match. He's been getting 3Ks every single second. So they did a good job, like, recognizing that he was a threat and then playing, like, just more defensively, making it harder for him to really do his job.
yeah, I'd agree with that. We're actually going to see now we have 4 minutes on the clock for OlderWatch coming into the very last push of the game here. If they manage to take 1/3 on point B Volskaya, they will win this match. And I believe then we will go into our wonderful 4th match on, I believe I said, it's not Busan, Busan's last. Eichenwald is 4th. And I'm excited for that because I love Eichenwald. Personally, I'm hoping we, get on Eichenwald and either OlderWatch takes it there, or we'll see Power Naps hopefully take it back and we'll get in a 5-match, and that'll be interesting in its own right. But we're gonna see them kind of rush in here. OlderWatch has the Sombra, they're keeping the Sombra. Hopefully this time they make use of those health backs because they really do need to. But already we see ACB taking some early damage here, and we see Jolly Roger gain a nice fire strike right off the start, already at 20% charge, and they're gonna start taking space here. Looks like Lieutenant Doge constantly checking for that Sombra. They know that they have a Sombra somewhere, but they don't know quite where she is, but the Cygnus decided to reveal themselves, and by doing so, he's distracted them long enough. Jolly Roger looking for the kills now. Jolly Roger staggered, but this could be it for them, and he's going to go in on ACB. ACB extremely low, and positioning is going in the favor of OlderWatch right now. They need to get a kill, though. But instead, Jolly Roger goes down instead through the Ninja, taking out Malak, and this looks like this push is over for OlderWatch.
Yeah, that was... They nearly had it, but they weren't able to finish off ACB, which allowed him to then come back after getting healing and support his team and just taking out what was left of OlderWatch. So I think they're going to have to do a better job of just cleaning up just their fights. So
yeah, one thing you see too is now they got Fernwillow there on Anna instead of the Moira, which means it's a bit more long range healing. But they're about to really engage in this next fight here, so a little bit more healing at longer ranges at that. Rally's coming out on the side of the EMP is gonna come out. Big shatter once again. Nice combo by Jolly Roger. They kill ACB right away. Nano is on Pink Central. All ults are now stacked. You see the armor starting to wear off on the side of Lieutenant Doge. High noon cancel from Lieutenant Doge there, and it looks like OlderWatch. We just walk this one through right now.
Yeah, so just like I said, they were able to clean it up properly, which allowed them to just take the point. That was it was really well played. The EMP from My Cygnus again putting in work, hacking their front line and allowing them to really just chip away at their defenses.
Unfortunately though, going into this next fight here, they only have the Transcendence online. They're working up towards the Shatter EMP again because they used it so early in this next fight, but they need to get that online because right now we have Graviton Surge and Shatter, huge Shatter from ACB, already gets baptized to be. There goes your Transcendence, get those ults out. This is the moment for a dry push. Don't commit ult. Cygnus getting stunned and trying to get out of there as fast as he can, and now they are all the way out.
Well, they're a little low on time here, but they do only need the one tick to take it. So they'll have to be careful about this, but they'll also have to be a little bit swift about this as well if they want to take this. They do have the trans coming up. They nearly have the EMP as well. They'll have that for the next fight, but they might be able to build something up to help them beyond those.
Game is actually already going to take a start here. I think we're probably going to see the Graviton Surge coming out any second now for this fight. But the thing is, if they can get the hack off on Ping Central, that could shift things hugely in their favor, especially if they get the kill on him early enough. So we'll have to wait and see what happens here in this next fight. But I think we're about to see the Graviton Surge go live. And there it is coming out from Ping Central. But EMP comes out. Shatter from that high noon coming in from Signo. Signo able to kill Jolly Roger, but this could go the way of OlderWatch. Let's see what they decide to do here. No, Malak loses himself, and this fight is almost all but over. 60 seconds. They need to either wipe or get their butts out of here. They cannot risk losing another person. 60 seconds on the clock. They've already used EMP. They've already used Shatter. They only have the Graviton Surge, and they do have Rally and Beat coming online here just in a few more seconds as well. They need to get Graviton Surge online. I think that is going to be the win condition here for OlderWatch. What is your opinion on this? They have one more fight in their repertoire right now. Do you think they're going to be able to take this, or is it going to be a draw here on Volskaya?
Well, if they manage to get their ults out in time, I think they might be able to take this because Power Naps doesn't have a Zen, so they don't have the Transcendence.
That's actually getting really thick there on Zigno. That's huge right off the down for this fight. They need to get that Graviton Surge online, and this could be big for them right now. Blocking the Shatter, but no one goes down. They lose the look, but ACB goes down and says, speed drop. Oh my god, that is a huge Graviton Surge here from but another big Shatter. I don't even know anymore, but EMP is coming out online. They need to take out Zigno. Zigno on the Diva. People are dying, but it's not enough. Cygnus needs to get some kills, and we see Wisco Tango trying to maintain, but no, Wisco Tango gets charged, and ACB gets a kill. This is looking like it's going to be a draw here on Volskaya.
Drawskaya. You hate to see it. That should have been. that really should have been.
Play
I'm thinking that really should have been a victory for the attacking side, but it seems like earlier they couldn't really clean it up, and they were able to just do a really good job stabilizing.
Get into position.
They even with everything, they were able to survive just sort of the ults that were coming at them, because I think it was because OlderWatch had to get their ults out really quick as they were building them because it was their last fight, so they didn't have time to make like disciplined ult usage, and so Paranaps were probably able to really take advantage of that.
Yeah, that's a very good observation there, Samson. I'd agree with you there, especially, it's one of those high pressure moments. Sure, what you're going to doing in those moments, and you don't know if your teammates are going to be able to get their ults up in time to do it. But we're actually going to be going into Eichenwald here in just a second, and this is actually going to be a win or a loss map now. We're 1-1 for both teams and a draw, which means next map win here or loss on Eichenwald will determine the way this match goes. As I said before, we had a chance to play OlderWatch on Eichenwald before coming from Ghost Peppers. I think they're actually pretty strong on this map. I think they might be able to take it off here. But PowerNaps has been once again showing why they're such a strong team, especially, Zigno and the DPS line for their team. And I think it really could go either way. I'm actually going to put my money here on OlderWatch taking this. What's your opinion here, Samson, going into this,
I guess
our
I still
color
can't.
analysts?
I guess I still can't say that either team. I can't really bet my money on either team. It just depends on sort of what they choose to run and how well they can run it. I know that
I agree with
there
you
are
there.
there are a few cheese comps that people like to play on defense that involve Bastion and whatnot. So I guess it just depends like on how disciplined that they can play their comps and just generally outclassing the other team.
Yeah, I agree. I think we're probably going to maybe see some goats here coming in too. Well, not unfortunately, but at the same time, it's something that we've been seeing a lot of. I think it's quite possible that we'll see some of that coming in here. Especially because Eichenwald point A is very useful for that, and then we might see some Winston on point B, depending on if they get stuck or not. Sometimes you'll see Winston. Eichenwald, of course, is probably Ryan's strongest map, just due to the fact that it's supposed to be built kind of for him. But at the same time, there's always interesting opportunities. I'm kind of hoping to see maybe a pharmacy come out here. It's one of my favorite things to see kind of on Eichenwald as the FAR tries to get behind the team, and whether or not, we can see like, the defenders be able to pop them early enough in the fight. But here we're actually going to be seeing, once again, it is OlderWatch on defense, and we see, what's it called? Power Naps on attack this time around. So we're going to see Power Naps sticking with their go-to 3-3 comp, and we've seen the 3-3 comp coming out for the side of OlderWatch as well. The only difference here is the Ana versus the Zen. What is your opinion on Ana goats versus Zen goats? I know a lot of teams are in kind of contention about that right now on which is better. A lot of people are kind of leaning towards Zen goats right now, but
Well, Ana goats may have some specific values depending, but I think Zen goats is overall the strongest pick just because of the sheer value of trance and how it can save you from a lot of the other ults that are involved in goats comps. So I think this, again, even though they had some success with their non-Zen goats,
yeah,
I
well,
think
here we're going to actually see them start the engagement very early. Jolly Roger, a bit out of position, stuck behind enemy lines, gonna probably get picked early here, trying to stay alive. They need to get an equalizer. No, they lose Jaeger, and PowerNaps is just storming their way onto the point right now. You see ACB has a lot of damage down, but the Ana's keeping him alive. A lot more healing coming in, but Baptastra able to take out Lieutenant Toad. But it looks like PowerNaps is just gonna storm their way on this point here and take point A right away.
that was very clean. That was very well done. I keep talking smack about power naps and their non-Zen goats, and they keep just proving me wrong at every turn. Obviously, they're figuring out how to make it work. Maybe some swaps are in order for OlderWatch. Maybe getting out.
Yeah, but here you see Wisco Tango as well. He's actually stuck a little bit further behind, but it gives him the opportunity to take the high ground. Jolly Roger gets bubble up. Jolly Roger already at half health though. He needs the boost healing. He does get it from Malak, and now the rally is going to be clean from Lieutenant Toad. Are already online in the side of Power Naps, and they lose Jolly Roger right away on OlderWatch's side. That's big. They lose their Reinhardt one again. Power Nap's already pushing their way on through, and I've already been proven wrong with my prediction. I thought for sure there was going to be a bit more action holding, but we have to see them be able to regroup and hold. You see Malak down in the bottom, actually, portion of the castle, kind of hiding by himself right now. I think he's looking for an opportunity to wait for his team.
I didn't even notice him. He's camping out. I'm not really sure what the plan here is, but I'm definitely
It's possible he's
interested.
looking for a combo with the grab or with the shatter. Whether we'll see that he's actually coming around the back. Kind of not with his team though right now. In this case, I think you really want to kind of play more passive and not take as much damage. But Jolly Roger, once again, getting knocked out of position. Shattered waits from ACB, but a big shatter from Jolly Roger. And they combo, and this looks like the moment where we see OlderWatch start to stabilize. And I think that's important for them right now. They didn't get as much distance power naps as they probably thought they would. I think they kind of didn't move the payload as much as they should have. But now we're moving in. OlderWatch finally stabilized, finally have the team together. And we'll have to wait and see how this turns around. But no power naps once they take the engagement right away because Malak is out of position. Now Jolly Roger stuck by an line. Bomb coming in. Wisco Tango still alive though. They need to get an ult online here. It's
Yikes.
one of those moments, I think, where you see Samson, where a team gets a bit overly aggressive, they lose an important member of their team, and now we see them choosing to suicide over this. They may get one more fight. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, I think
you know,
they'll
what's coming
probably
into
have
this
another recontest here, but we saw Malak. He was being so cheeky. He was pushed up so far, but he got punished really hard, and so that's gonna be a big setback, especially when the ult advantage is on the side of Power.
Yeah, Sickness gets slapped and Graviton surge right away, but Bomb is out. Instead, it does get Lieutenant Doja because once again, Brigida being a bit overly aggressive there on either team, and now we see that Jolly Roger was anti there, but now he's actually managed to take out ACB. ACB goes down. This is huge for OlderWatch right now, and they might just be able to stabilize once again.
They've lost
They're
their
choosing
Sven.
to extend the fight here with the beat drop. Lose the Ninja, trying to stay alive on the point. Might have been a waste to the beat drop there. What do you think of that, Samson? You know, using it at the end of the fight there is to give
I don't.
the team out.
Yeah, I don't really approve of that. Even though they lost their Zen, I think they definitely had that fight in the bag even still, because they're right at the end. But it seems like they're still getting a lot of grief from power naps. They really like to just extend these
Yeah,
fights.
these fights on the bridges are very tough, I have to say. So trying to get through, but a big Graviton Surge once again coming out from Wisco Tango. And this time ACB's Earth Shatter gets canceled. So does Jolly Rogers though. And it looks like once again OlderWatch is going to be able to hold Vigno, looking like he's going to fall off the map there. He's already at 53% for the next grab here. And the ults are just being slung left and right. Jolly Roger taking a bit more aggressive positioning she is. And I think that's good, but at the same time worrying. You got to watch for boops on the bridge. It's almost better at a certain point to play behind until you push it back about halfway, I believe, and then you can kind of push it from there. And it looks like this time we're going to see Power Naps taking their way through, storming the castle gates here.
Oh, I don't think
the castle. And Nano Boost early from ACB. Bubble is broken on Jolly Roger, and she is anti. Jolly Roger's going to go down early, but a nice boop from Jaeger might even this fight up. And this time Pink Central gets taken out through the Ninja. As well, gets the boop on Malak. This time the boop comes out on the side of OlderWatch. Sickness very low. Sickness probably gonna drop bomb here. Yes, he is. And can he get one? He does get Anna. That's big. He's gonna get back in mech. He does manage to remech. That's more stall for them. And this time OlderWatch is in the favor. And down goes Lieutenant Doge. Another beautiful boop coming out from Jaeger there. Jaeger's doing work on the bridge. Losing Ninja still alive. And down goes ACB as well. This is another reset coming out from Power Naps right now. Not where I thought this was going, Samson. I thought for sure after a couple fights they might break through, but OlderWatch has really proved me wrong and stalled it out once again.
Yeah, they're really impressing me with how well they can stabilize on defense, even when it seems like they have the disadvantage.
60 seconds.
The
Very tenacious, very tenacious.
the ult economy seems to be slightly in the favor of power naps, but if they keep stabilizing the way they have been, I think they'll take this.
Yeah, and Jolly Roger here has a huge opportunity to get a big shot coming out here. Another bomb's coming out, so that's a really good position. But Bubbles once again saving Wisco Tango, and here comes the Graviton Surge. Tango. He comes out on the side of Power Nap to keep him alive. But a huge shatter coming out from Jolly Roger, and he gets Lieutenant Doge. She gets Lieutenant Doge right away. Malak himself looking to smack off Losing Ninja. Losing Ninja trying to knock somebody off again. He doesn't get sniped. Shatter coming out from ACB, but it's going to get blocked from Jolly Roger. Now the Nano's going to come out. And this time Sickness is going to get knocked off, but can he get the boosters back in time? Nope, not quite. Power Naps might be able to force their way through here. But Wisco Tango's still alive on the point with the help of Malak. right now this is looking like it's going the way of Power Naps. Right now Power Naps has the advantage, and Power Naps slowly but surely making the way. Jaeger gets knocked out of the air while using beat drop. That's a wasted beat. Oh no, and Jolly Roger gets knocked down, but they do get it into overtime. That means there's only going to be a minute 30 on the clock. The stall is still out, but you're already in overtime. I think it's time for OlderWatch to back off.
Yeah, Jaeger, like, that was a... I don't really know about that beat, if I'm being perfectly honest. Like, I don't claim to be the best Lucio, but I don't understand the mentality behind that. They were just trying to hold it. It's not like they were all there. So that was definitely a misplay.
Big grab though coming out from Sykes. Can that bomb get anybody? No, it cannot, but Jolly Roger looks anyway. Trying to get another grab coming out from that big bomb, and bomb doesn't get it, but also coming out left and right, flying out the window right now. And we'll have to wait and see who comes out on top. No kills have come in from either side yet. Nano's on Lieutenant Doge right now to keep him alive. But instead, Malak himself is the first one to go down. Good, and goes Jolly Roger. Down goes Jaeger, and Power Nap is now in a 6v3 situation. They are winning this amicably. Let's go Tango. We might see one more stall coming out here if we're lucky. Fatastrophe looking to maybe make the comeback here with the Transcendental. Lieutenant Doge might get pushed back, but no, Jolly Roger's trying to get on point. Jolly Roger doesn't manage to get, but she's anti. Transcendence coming out here from Fatastrophe. Wants to keep his team alive. They need to get kills here. They need to get it all. But no, big shatter from ACB, and he's going to clean this up right now. He said this is our point, and that's it. 13 seconds left on the clock, and they were going to walk it in with 10 seconds left.
They were doing
really quite a fight at the end there.
Yeah, I think that Zigno is doing a really good job of just getting high charge early and then just tearing through the defenses of OlderWatch. He didn't even have to use his grab in that last fight, so he's doing a really good job as, you know, a pseudo damage dealer, just cranking out kills as Zarya. So I think if he
he actually
managed
managed to, I think, build up his grab a second time, because he did launch it early on in the first fight there. I think that was what initiated the start of that fight at the end there, and he was able to get enough damage, I think, that he was able to build up another grab on top of that in that situation where it's such a chaotic fight and nano boosts are flying left and right. But I agree. Zigno is definitely a huge portion of Power Nap's thing here, and they managed to get to the end with 11 seconds. That's actually a pretty good time for Eichenwald, I'd say. A lot of Eichenwald maps, they get held up either at point A or, you know, early on at point B or right at the end of point B. They managed to kind of just walk it in towards the end there, not really much resistance. So it's going to be up to OlderWatch here, I think, to really pull it together and say, you know what, we need to get more time on the clock. Because it is technically possible for them to draw on Eichenwald, but it's going to be tough.
It's very possible.
They can win or draw or lose. I mean, it's one of those things where, you know, they have to get to the end, and you know, I think they might be able to make it to the end. It's going to depend on, once again, as you said, it's going to depend on like how well they work together with their ults and stuff like that. But you see here, you see Power Naps kind of sitting kind of further back. But I think that's smart on their point, and we're going to probably see them rush in right away, but I'm not sure. You see goods on both teams though, so not much has really changed. But yeah, fight's about to start here any second. Jolly Roger kind of looking to take a little bit of damage there for her team. She's already pushing up, but here comes the charge from Power Nap. Power Nap's still being kind of pulled back now. ACB kind of bad position now. ACB's health being chipped away. But it's a very equal fight right now. Anybody could die. I think ACB is in the danger zone right now, but Jaeger gained his health back up as well and trying to keep his team alive. Right now we're going to see OlderWatch kind of backing off a bit. Power Naps getting aggressive around this corner here. This is what I want to see. But you see there, Fatastrophe doing work around the court. Both rallies are out on both teams as well. Let's go Tango, kind of by himself, trying to lure him over. Here comes the beat drop as well. Multiple is coming online. Jaeger throwing out his ult, and now we've lost ACB. Finally, a death finally comes in for the team. Transcendence though, coming out from OlderWatch. They need to get aggressive. They need to capitalize on it. Shattered coming out from Jolly Roger. It's big. They take out Lieutenant. They lose Jaeger though, but the beat drop is out. They need to pick a target and kill it. Ults are already online. This has been a very long 48 fight, but it looks like it's turning in the favor of OlderWatch right now. They need to kill Zigno. Zigno, very low, gets killed finally by Malak himself. And this fight is very slowly but very surely turning in the favor of OlderWatch. They did a fantastic job there, I think, just maintaining the ground, kind of ebb and flowing. Ults came online and they used them pretty proficiently there, I'd say, Samson.
Yeah, they I'm pretty sure that incident with Jaeger last round was definitely a bit of a wake-up call for them to use their ults better and just manage how they use them. So I think now if they can keep that up, they'll do well for themselves. Though Zigno has that grab now, and they're coming up on a bomb well, so that could very well be a big combo that they can use.
Yeah, there is an opportunity for combo, and they're also playing a very aggressive positioning right now. Not too far up, but they're playing right around the corner. This is one of the stopping points on Eichenwald that I talked about previously, right on this corner here, so they have to push through this before that payload starts to get here. And in fact, that Catastrophe taking out the main heal. Bomb coming out. This is the opportunity, and big bomb coming out for Pink Central. Pink Central getting 2 with that bomb, but this could also turn back. They do not have the healing to continue, but that Catastrophe goes down, and this push is over for OlderWatch right now. They need to get Malak out, but Malak I think is going to die here.
I think the mentality behind this Ana pick that we're seeing is essentially to enable ACB to, like with the Nano, to enable ACB his aggression to just swing in and do loads of damage. But I'm starting to think that this may not help in the long run, considering now they have no support ult so far. They don't have the feet to help them. So
yeah, we're about
they
to see
could
them
take
engage.
advantage.
Yeah, Zigno's actually managed to get up on the as the jumping point, which is actually pretty smart. But here we see the ult coming out. Jolly Roger looking for the shatter, really doesn't get away with that, and now Malaki slept in the back. Not a lot of healing, and this push is going to be over for OlderWatch again. That Catastrophe gets knocked off there. Very good aggression, I think, from PowerNap side there and coming into that fight. But yeah, this fight's over. OlderWatch pulling out. Very smart choice there, I'd say. You know, trying to get out early. So
Malak was pushed up pretty far out of position, just like before, which caused a split in the lineup. So
yeah.
he'll have to play a little bit more carefully.
It seems like Wisco Tango, but no, Zigno takes a long here. Looks like he was trying to get down below to see himself, but instead it failed. Jolly Roger down really deep, but instead, oh no! He uses the shatter, but falls off the map instead. And here you see Malak himself also falling. Everybody's taking a dive right now. That must be nice down there in that little water down there. You know, Wisco Tango gained a pick on Lou the Ninja though, and now they're getting devolved. This is a very poor situation for OlderWatch right now. They have lost one of their players. They have lost their Brigitte Malak, but that's not the most important character. Although they can abandon the payload here. I don't quite know what Fap's doing. Fap might want to take a bit more of an aggressive stance here and sit on the payload. He's got that ult coming online. ACB's charging out. No fear, no die. Big grab though from Wisco Tango, and the bomb is going to be thrown in. Boy, Jolly Roger not even paying attention to it. Pink Central gets 3 kills, but we lose ACB and Jolly Roger. This fight is now between Malak and Wisco Tango. It looks like they're going to take the reset here, though. They have 1:54 on the clock. This is going to be a very, very close game indeed, I think.
That bomb was nothing short of just clutch. If that hadn't got the amount of people that it did, that absolutely would have been a lost fight. But they managed to stabilize, and then he caught another one.
Unfortunately, it looked like Jolly Roger lost the positioning of the bomb because she actually turned like towards it and then like turned back around and kind of ignored it, and her team kind of just like disappeared behind her. One of those situations that you really don't like to see, but at the same time, it's one of those unavoidable parts of OlderWatch. But it was a beautiful bomb coming out there from the side of Pink Central. You know, I mean, it saves the team. I mean, you know, but the Boop might come in here, and yes, oh, indeed, no, Jolly Roger comes back, but instead of Graviton Surge. And what the shatter coming through from the Graviton Surge? I didn't know you were allowed to do that. But no, PowerNap's getting aggressive here. A minute on the clock. They've used Shatter. They have Graviton Surge. Wisco Tango needs to get out with the charge that he has right now.
That was very unlucky for Jolly Roger. Somehow getting the Shatter off while in the air from a Graviton. I didn't know that was a thing, but
yeah, that was quite of a messy fight, but they did actually manage to get just as many ults out from the side of PowerNap. So we're gonna have to wait and see here, but they have Bomb and Shatter on the side of PowerNaps as well as some Nano Boost, so we're probably gonna see a combination of they're probably Nano Rhine. On the other side, we have, you know, Graviton Surge and Black Rally, so we're probably gonna see a rally coming in here to engage the fight. Because they need to get across the bridge, but here comes the Lucio trying to go for the move, but no! The hero play backfires. Here comes the bomb. And another huge bomb coming up from Pink Central. Yeah, it seems like this might be it for them right here. They try to launch grab, but grab actually gets eaten by Pink Central. Pink Central really pulling up the MVP titles here at the end here. And just trying to make more. It looks like PowerNap is going to win this one here and possibly move into the winner loop, I think. Oh, and Malak gets booped off once again.
No.
Yes, this is looking like it's over. Power Nap rallying on the point. Jaeger trying to get back. Can he get the quintuple boop? No, he gets booped off himself. Rip. And yes, this is looking like it's it. Power Naps taking the win 2-1
Victory.
over OlderWatch. Both teams
Wow.
played very well today, Samson, I have to say. It was a very close match. I think it could have gone either way at a lot of points. It seemed like
Play of the
Power Naps had a little bit better cohesion between their ultimates and teamwork, as well as the fact that just a bomb like this, for example, you see like situations like this where it's coming out, and I felt like there wasn't enough ultimate mitigation coming out from the side of Overwatch.
I would completely agree with you. It was definitely a combination of good synergy combined with just the really clutch bombs from Pink Central in those last couple of fights, as well as the those ridiculous environmental kills that just kept going over and over again. I think just all of that stuff was very instrumental in their win here.
Yeah, I'd agree with you on that. I think for sure there was like a lot of environmental both teams, and I mean it's one of those situations where these teams are very very teams, which means it's going to be a very very close game, where it's very important too, because now that Power Naps has taken this win over Older I think we're probably going to I think they rise in the rankings a bit, because this should put them in the playoff slot currently. Whether they can maintain that spot or not, I don't know, because once again, if Hodo can bring it up, the tournament standings chart. Yeah, if you take a look at the tournament standings chart, you'll see that basically they are now they're in ninth place currently, but Bot Camp is once again what's the word ineligible. Thank you, Hodo. Ineligible for playoffs. So that means that spot's going to be open. So Furious Unicorns is automatically going to move up one, and I believe Power Naps would automatically move up one as well, because now that they are technically above Overwatch, they are in the playoff contention in the top 8. Whether that changes or not, we still have one more week before playoffs, so look forward to that as well, everybody, and I hope you tune in for the Owlet playoffs when that comes around. I'm sure it'll be really exciting. We got boosted, by the way. We got my team, Ghost Peppers, Megs, yes, Burn, Wisdom. I don't see those really changing, but I'm sure there's going to be some great games coming up here between Furious Unicorns and Power Naps, and like the rest of the team. Unfortunately, a lot of teams have come in, and a lot of teams pulled out. We actually had Nevermore Academy, who's up on that board right now, pull out of our tournament. So those games will be shifted around a bit and moved around, but we'll see this shift up in the next couple weeks. So there's still possibility. I mean, there's lots of teams out there, I think, that are still in contention. I know Miners are very similar as well. Samson, that it can bounce kind of a lot, but like I mean, lots of teams here, lots of opportunities to take a spot in the playoffs, and I hope they keep trying, like, in providing us as games like as good as the Power Nap versus Overwatch game was tonight. Or I hope you look forward to watching it. But the S and the Megs game, I mean, that was like a really exciting game as well. It's one of those things where you're determining your placements in the tournament seeds as well. It's not all about just did we get in the playoffs or didn't we get to playoff? I mean, for Power Naps and Overwatch, I'm sure it is, but at the same time, Overwatch isn't out of it yet. They have 3 more games. They can still take a better win-loss record. It's going to require a little bit more now, but they still have an opportunity. And I mean, they played fantastic tonight as well. But once again, congratulations to Power Naps on the win. Yeah, Samson, did you have anything you might want to add?
Not much. I pretty much just backpacking off of what you said. That was just a really solid game. It was much better than my expectations, even though they sort of stayed the same in terms of their comps. I think it was really exciting with all the shenanigans that went on throughout the game. So I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. Lots of stuff like that. And then once again, Chaos, that's Samson. Want to give a shout out to Hodo Hori for the last second kind of production for us here, as well as the fact that once again, playoffs are in 2 weeks. So I believe it's 2 weeks, or are they later than 2 weeks? I have to check. Yeah, it's 2 weeks, right? Okay, so 2 weeks, yeah. So you got your last games next week. definitely tune in for those. It's going to be exciting. We're moving into the playoffs here, and I think lots of teams are now in that kind of gear up mode where everybody's kind of close together. There, of course, there's the pack leaders, like there's Boosted, and then there's us Ghost Peppers as well as Megs and Yes. But you got like Burn and Wisdom who are placing for their seeds now. You got Bot Camp who's kind of falling out. So that 7 and 8, baby, those places they're up in the air. You got Power Naps over OlderWatch. So look forward to those games, and I mean, tune in. We're gonna have a lot of fun stuff too, and I mean, we're gonna have all stars down the line as well. So I look forward to all that stuff, and thanks again, Samson, for casting. Thanks again, Hodo, for producing, and this is Chaos signing off. That's Samson. He fell down somewhere. Don't worry about him.